Hi, this is Gary with MACMOST.com. Let me show you how to copy and paste on a Mac. MACMOST is brought to you by a community of supporters. Join us and get exclusive content at MACMOST.com/Patreon. So some of you watching may think that copy and paste is the most basic thing that you can do on a Mac. But it is one of the top questions people ask in searches. And new users sometimes have trouble with this, especially if they're coming from Windows. But I'm not just going to show you the basics. I'm also going to show you 5 advanced tips, some that even experts may not know. So here are the basics. First, you select some text. So I can click and drag to select this entire line of text. Then you go to Edit, Copy. Now notice there's a keyboard shortcut here to the right. Almost all the time when you copy and paste you're going to use the keyboard shortcut. So note that this is the symbol here for Command. It's not the Control key, which is where a lot of Windows users have problems. When switching from Windows where the Control key is the main modifier key, on the Mac it's the Command key. So this is the symbol for Command. So Command C is for copy. So I'm going to use Edit Copy to copy. Then I'm going to click somewhere else in the document. Then I'm going to go to Edit Paste to paste and you can see that's Command V. And it pastes it there. Using the keyboard shortcuts I would select, then go Command C, go to a new location and Command V to paste. This works for a lot more than just text. You can also do it for objects. So for instance in Keynote you've got some text box objects and a shape object. You can select one, Command C to copy, Command V to paste, and you can see I get a duplicate now that I could drag around and put somewhere else. I could do it for the shape as well. Command C to copy, Command V to paste. And you can continue to paste using Command V to put more than one copy of either text or an object. This also works in images. For instance in Preview here I have the markup tools turned on. I've selected the selection tools and I can copy an area just by dragging around it and then Command C to copy and Command V to paste. And now I have a copy of that selection. You can even do this in the Finder with files. So for instance I could select a file like this one, Command C to copy, go to another location in the Finder and Command V to paste, and it will make a copy of that file. Now related to copy and paste is cut and paste. The difference is it deletes the original. So for instance if I were to select some text here and then I were to go to Edit and then Cut and it's Command X for the shortcut, you can see it removes it there. Then I go to a new location and I can Edit, Paste or Command V to paste in the portion that was cut. So maybe you knew that all already, but here are 5 expert tips that you may not know. So say you have some text that has some color, it has style applied to it, and you don't want to take any of that with you when you paste. So you make a selection and then you copy with Command C and you go to paste. If I were to paste it in there you could see the styling and coloring follows. But if I were to go to Edit and look underneath paste you can see paste and match style. And that's Option Shift Command V. And if I do that you can see I don't get any of that styling with it. It just picks up the styling from wherever it is I pasted. You can find this in a lot of different apps, although sometimes it's called something a little different or the keyboard shortcut's a little different. But look for it in the Edit menu under Paste. You can also copy and paste without using any of those shortcuts or the Edit menu. You can use the Option key. So if you select some text and then you hold the Option key down and drag, it will make a copy and place it where you put it. This also works in a lot of apps when you're dealing with objects. So for instance I can Option drag the shape here and it makes a copy of it. Now what if you want to see what's in the clipboard? There is a way. You have to switch to the Finder. So I'm going to click on the desktop here to switch to the Finder. And you go to Edit and there's Show Clipboard. And it brings up a little window that shows you the contents of the clipboard. It'll even tell you what type of object it is. In this case it's rich text. Now normally when you copy something into the clipboard it's copied there. You can only have one thing in the clipboard at a time. But there is a secondary clipboard that works in some cases, particularly with text. And you can't copy but you can cut with it. So I can use this secondary command. It's Control, not Command, but Control and K, and it will cut. And then I can use Control and Y to paste. And this will work even if you have something in the regular clipboard. So I can use Command C to copy Quick Brown Fox. I can use then Control K to cut jumps over. Then I can use Command V to paste Quick Brown Fox and Control Y to paste jumps over. But what if I want more than that? My last tip is everybody should get a Clipboard Manager. So what is a Clipboard Manager? Well, with the Clipboard Manager I could select Quick Brown Fox, copy it, jumps over, copy that, and Lazy Dog, and copy that. Then I can go to my Clipboard Manager, which is right here, and I could see all three of those there. If I wanted to grab this one, Quick Brown Fox, I could select it and then I could paste, and that's what would appear. Clipboard Managers allow you to have a clipboard history, and you can go back to the last 10, 20, 100 things that you copied. They could be text, they could be images. If you search in the Mac App Store for Clipboard Manager, you're going to come up with tons of results. There are lots of these. The one I'm using here is called Cloud Clip Manager, but there are a ton of others. I've used FlyCut, for instance, in the past. I've used a lot of these other ones. You could read through them and see all the different features that they have. So you guys know how I hate to add extensions or third-party apps unless I absolutely need them. Well, Clipboard Managers are one exception. I can't live without a Clipboard Manager. Whether you're writing or coding or working with images, Clipboard Managers are invaluable, and I recommend everybody get one. Several are free. I publish new tutorials every weekday. Hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out. Then hit the little bell icon to get notifications for each new tutorial.